Rumble is basically like YouTube, but they don't censor people and they don't cancel.
That's
people.
what I need.
Is that all it is?
It's essentially they're committed to having a free speech platform. The problem with that is when people hear that, they go, "Oh, right wing! Oh, you're a MAGA supporter." No. They like immediately think that.
Right.
But no, Tulsi Gabbard's over there. Glenn Greenwald is over there.
Dude,
he's about as
awesome.
He's awesome. He's about as progressive as you get.
Man, Tulsi Gabbard
she's great too.
She should be the president.
It seems like she's just, she's saying all the right shit.
Yeah, but she's
saying all the right shit.
But she represents the Democrats, and they're not going to vote for her. But she
talks a lot of shit.
She's in the middle.
She talks a lot.
She tells the truth. I think she tells the truth.
Yeah,
I love her too.
Yeah. She's saying a lot of great
stuff. If you want a woman president, that's your president.
She checks every fucking box.
100%.
Every box. She checks every box.
I would vote
I don't
for
get
her
it.
in a heartbeat.
I don't get it.
Because she won't play games, man. There's a fucking system. It's set up in place to enrich people. We all know about it. And it's set up in place where these special interest groups are funding politicians, and they're making sure you don't step out of the lines. And then if you look at the fucking advertising budget, the advertising on television, 75% of it is pharmaceutical companies. It's kind of a rigged game in a lot of ways.
If I'm the Democrats, so it's like, all right, so you woke up the fucking sleeping orange giant in Trump by raiding his fucking house, right? So now he's going to run just to fuck you guys over.
He was going to run anyway.
He's definitely running now.
They did that to try to stop him from running, I think.
Correct.
I don't know.
Now you've pissed him off.
He might be a major liability for the Republicans because swing voters and independents, that's who you have to get, right? And that's what decides elections. And I think a lot of this. I think the
Trump
Republicans
has so much support, B.
Yeah, but with Roe v. Wade and stuff, there are a lot of people that are going, fuck, not in my state.
A lot of people
Not
that are
in my
scared
state.
of the extreme aspect of the right wing as well. Just like they're scared of the extreme aspect of the left wing, turning everybody into Marxists, and we're all going to be socialists. And
that's why Tulsi Gabbard's great. She fucks with both.
Yep.
But it's the problem is the extremes, always, on both sides. That's always the problem. And the problem is if you're on a team, and right now we have it set up in this very tribal way, where you're on team blue or team red, and it's blue no matter who, or it's I vote red till dead, and this is what people just subscribe to, then you're captured by the loudest, most vocal, and the most problematic aspects of whatever group you're in. And if that group is the group that's getting projected as representative of your group, the people that aren't like really reading and paying attention and watching a lot of stuff from different sources and really trying to gather an objective sense of what's going on, you're only going to look at that negative shit. And you're going to say, oh my God, if I support Biden, I'm supporting Antifa.
Yep.
I'm supporting radical leftists who want to indoctrinate my children. And then you won't do that. So it's like the problem is always the extremes. The problem is not like the good social policies that the left's put forth, having social safety nets and making sure that people can get free health care and all the things that I'm sure we all agree with.
Yep.
Like we should all poor people shouldn't have to fucking suffer if they get sick. They shouldn't. It shouldn't be hard to get a leg fixed if you break your leg.
You know what?
If we treat each other the same, the way we treat the fire department is available to everybody because it's a fucking important thing.
Yes.
But it shouldn't be if you're poor or if you're rich. The fire department is there, and it's a socialist concept. Yep. We all pull into this. And that wouldn't be a bad thing. That wouldn't be a bad thing for medicine either, as long as there's an option for the best of the best. These guys who are like Lakers fucking orthopedic surgeons who can literally like work magic and fix shit that other people can't.
Yeah.
Because a plumber is just like a fucking doctor in that there's plumbers that suck and there's guys like my guy is the shit.
Yeah.
And those are people that really care about what they do and they fucking should be rewarded for it.
Yeah, you want to create incentive for innovation, and you want to create incentive for medical pharmaceutical companies and everything else and scientists to come up with to make money off of innovative new therapies like gene therapy and shit like that. But I think the larger thing is as soon as a government policy starts interfering with your life directly, like masks that fuck your business, or just shutdowns that fuck your business, whatever it might be, but also Roe v. Wade now, that was a big overreach because now people, all of us, men and women, are like, wait a minute. I don't want the government to tell me I have to have a child. There are a lot of people you get pregnant who you don't want to have a kid with. There's 1,000 reasons. I think that's going to decide the landscape.
There's that, and then there's also the reasoning behind it. It oftentimes goes into a religious perspective. And we can't have religious guidelines dictating secular people. We can't, because then you're captured. And if they can get away with it with that, they can probably get away with it with other things. You can't have them impose their morals and ideas. Because for most people think that for a child that gets raped, abortion should be an available option. right? But there's some people that will argue that two wrongs don't make a right, and at conception, that's life. And I had that conversation
what if
with
the
the guy
father,
from Babylon B.
What if the
insane.
father is the
Insane.
father of the child?
Yeah, that's sick
Sorry
too,
about
right?
those sick questions, but those are questions people have to deal with.
And
so
then-
she's in middle school, and the father happens to be her father. Sorry, but that's how sick the world becomes. And she's supposed to breastfeed before or after Girl Scouts. The people that there's this guy from the Babylon Bee. Those are the questions he doesn't have to deal with. And I understand that there's a religious.
But that is the religious perspective.
Yeah, fine. But if you talk to God, what God are you talking?
He's
to?
also not a female or a woman.
Correct.
Like you don't have to go through the process.
Talk to me when you're a
that,
kid,
That sixth grader gets pregnant. You know what that does to her life in school?
And also, she's a victim, so you're forcing her to be further a victim
Correct. To have a
forever.
baby.
And
You
then
ruin
you're
her
not going to
fucking life.
support her. You're not going to help her raise that kid.
And we all
You're
have
not gonna-
kids here. It's a big
Yeah.
responsibility. Her life is fucked. She's just getting started.
It's
The fuck is
outrageous.
wrong
It's
with you?
outrageous.
And that's just one.
That guy's an
so
idiot.
Then you can go, but then you go the other way, and you go, at what time is a late term abortion horrific?
Well, we've come to that.
When is it? Like, but
So-
we
so-
all need to like.
So the line used to be in this country when the fetus is viable, right? So if the fetus is viable without the mother, then you couldn't. That would be considered a late term
Right,
abortion.
which is how
but
many
still,
weeks, Pete?
it fucks with people's heads to think that a non-viable fetus, it's still a fetus. You could see it on a sonogram.
Yeah.
That is a potential life. Like
I respect
it
it.
is a messy
is.
question.
It's a very
And
tough question.
And the people that pretend it's not, if you pretend it's like simple, it's not simple.
It's not simple. It should
On
be the
either
woman's
side.
choice.
Yes.
They're the ones
It's-
dealing
it's
with it.
definitely
But
not
Europe
our,
has-
it's not our choice. It shouldn't be our choice.
No.
There's
Or some
no-
dude in
there's
the
no
government,
way-
some
exactly.
some male in the
or
government.
some religious person.
That's what I'm saying.
Who thinks
But
that life
Europe
begins
has,
at conception.
Europe has term limits that a lot of times in many countries are actually more restrictive than America.
Yeah.
And that's something people should know. So it's a very, very messy subject, man. But I don't think the state. I like keeping the state out of most things.